So let's go back just a little bit.
Cue dramatic turn. Too fun. Hey friends! So let's just freaking leap to the point here. And by the way, I know my handwriting isn't great, but the title is true. I am about to embark on a magical journey of 400 auditions in a month. Now, I'm aware that this isn't anything crazy for full-time voice actors. I know many that do 10 to 15 a day, no problem. But here's the thing. Activate context! I am not a full-time voice actor. I have gotten some parts here and there, you know, like commercials, audiobooks, like smaller gigs. And I am signed to an agency here in Ohio, which is great. But since signing with this agency, I've allowed myself to become sort of lackadaisical, for lack of a better term. I actually don't even know what that means. I sort of developed this, okay, I'm in an agency now, my work's done, I'll just let the auditions come to me now, kind of mentality. The reason that's an issue, outside of it just being completely lazy, is the work that I do with my agency is mostly on-camera stuff, right? I do commercials, TV, modeling kind of gigs. Voiceover work is so freaking few and far between, you know? It's one of those things you have to go out and hunt. So for someone who wants to break into the industry, sitting and waiting for auditions is a very flawed plan. Now here we are, setting some lofty goals and fuming with passion and desire. Just a regular old son of ambition. It's also just occurring to me now that there is a chance that we don't hit on any of these 400 auditions. And you know what? That's freaking okay! Because the object of this video is threefold. One, it is keeping me accountable, right? And I've already told multiple people about this, so if I do not stick to my plan, it's gonna be so embarrassing. Frick. Two, we are getting the name floating around out there. So maybe they don't want us for a specific gig. That's fine, no hard feelings. But they are hearing our voice, right? We're getting in their brain, putting ourselves on the radar, and that's important. Three, most importantly, at the end of the day, if nothing happens, this is just practice, just dedicated hours and hours and hours of beating on our craft. We're developing some more skill, and that's all it is. Sounds like a win to me. So, with that being said, let's go say some more in the booth.
Welcome to the wonderful realm, otherwise known as my closet. So let's just speed run through some things real fast. Now, there may be a noticeable change in camera quality. I couldn't exactly just shoehorn my camera and lighting kit in here. Believe me, I tried. But what lacks in pixels, we will make up for in vocal luxury. So the booth is fully decked out with the finest equipment money could buy. 'Tis acoustically treated. Watch this. Echo! Yeah, nothing. We've got our auditions counter right here, which is still at 0. We're going to change that in just a second. Lucky for me, I was proactive enough to map out my auditions this morning. I find it so much easier, kind of have everything structured and organized, you know, just way ahead of time. Everything from how many auditions, what type of work it is, be it commercial, animation, games, etc. And what kind of characters we're playing. God forbid I blindly start out with some monstery and then have trouble getting back to our smooth, silky charm. So, because we don't have a VO-specific agency, us vocal free agents have to work a little bit more, you know, to find these auditions. So I have a few different sites in my toolkit to help me find work. My first weapon of choice when it comes to finding auditions is the Twitter account VACastingRT. They are constantly updating their feed, retweeting project after project after project. No shortage of opportunity. Dos. And these will all be down in the description, so if you're someone looking to add some things in your casting call arsenal, it's all taken care of. Anyways, number 2, the Casting Call Club, the good old CCC. This tends to be a very popular site among free agent voice actors, and for good reason. There's endless amounts of comics, animation, web series, indie games, audiobooks, all kinds of crap for me to try and get my little grubby hands on. My third and final little nugget of awesomeness is going to be the Voice Actors Club on Discord. This is a whole freaking community just filled with supportive, passionate voice actors, sharing advice, auditions, tips, tricks, just like anything you need. I mean, it's all freaking there. A plethora of calls are posted there. So this is a really important staple to have. Also to note, sometimes they bring in freaking professional voice actors and they'll do a Q&A style interview with them. Super neat. So those are my main 3. That's not to say we won't ever find auditions elsewhere. It's a world wide web, you know? But 99% of them are going to be coming from this little trifecta of audition heaven. Okay, everything cleared up? Taken care of? All right, let's get to work.
Begin the gauntlet.
So first up, we have Foolish Mortals. It's an indie point-and-click adventure game. Pretty neat looking stuff. Again, I already planned this out, so I actually know they're looking for a few different characters to cast. So I'll be submitting for 4 different characters in this single project. But what better way to start off our 400 audition extravaganza than with a little character named Murphy McCallan. His specs are the everyman character, very naive, but earnest and inquisitive, but he makes up for it all with lots of enthusiasm. Very charming guy. And here we go. So we're just going to fast forward through these. Now, even though these projects were public open calls and anyone could find them on their own, I always think it's best to try and err on the side of caution when it comes to sharing other people's work. Now, this is especially true when getting auditions for higher gigs. The confidentiality of it will be like,
Do not share these sites with anyone, or we will destroy you. And if by some mistake you received the script and it wasn't meant for you, destroy it immediately. Burn your phone, burn your computer, or we will burn you.
and you're just like, calm down, Domino's Pizza. I didn't know it was that big of a deal. So anyways, long story short, I try to be overly careful. And that's that. Buddy Boy Murph is submitted, and we are officially at 1 audition. Beep. Oh, so satisfying. Yeah, baby. 1 down, 399 to go. And on to number 2. Saying tons of words, feeling good, riding the highs. Oh, yeah! Flying through this thing. And the lows. But overall, doing my best. Oh, what's that? Could it be 3 auditions done? Just rounding out our first 4 here. Ka-chigga, 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 and bang-a-rang! Just like that, we got 4 auditions out of that one single project. Actually took a little bit longer with just those 4 than I would have liked, but the name of the game is not 400 crappy auditions, right? I would rather spend my time and get 350 ones that I'm proud of than to just achieve a certain goal. The number's a great striving point, but at the end of the day, the work is what really matters. And you also want to be respectful towards all these people's time, right? Because they're going through all these freaking submissions, judging them, organizing, critiquing them. It's a lot of freaking work. So we want to be respectful towards their time, but also towards ours. Because I want to make the most out of my time and all the hard work and effort I'm putting forth. So let's keep rocking. So at this point, I was kind of just flying through these. I was feeling really good about my reads, and I don't think I stopped to take a single break, outside of a couple vocal exercises. Cunicula, funicunicula. Yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, double digits! Oh, that's good stuff. Water's important. Bang, bang. Blah, my British accent is not the greatest in the world, is it? Scott, Scott, Scott. Oh, 1 away from the daily.
Now we're doing some real grit.
That one calls for some water. Oh, I just realized something. Skadoosh! We have officially hit our daily goal. 15 auditions, which means we are perfectly on track mathematically to get 400 auditions in the month, and then some. But it's important to have yourself a little bit of leeway, a little cushion, because nobody knows what will happen. But anyways, that concludes day 1. Mwah! I love you, Booth. I'll be back tomorrow. Off me. We're back in for day 2. They say the first sign of consistency is to show up the second time. So here we are. And we are ready for another 15. Yesterday was great. I think I recorded everything in about 5-ish hours, and then spent the rest of the night editing and submitting them for another 4 to 5 hours. So learning to be efficient outside of the booth is going to be very crucial and important in cutting down my overall time here. So hopefully throughout this whole process, we'll get the hang of that a little better. Also, turns out I auditioned for a part that was already cast, so this should actually say 14. It's not coming off, is it?
Why'd I buy this from the dollar store?
14. Ooh, I know, that's sad to see. However, last night I just couldn't stand the thought of not having 15 on the dot for our first day. I know it's a little over the top, okay? It's not like having the exact numbers makes some incredible difference, but, no, actually it does. So I ran to the booth late last night to record an audition for some sort of psychotic character because I wanted 15 so bad. So here's that. Finally. Which means that we have retained our 15-a-day streak of 1, and back at 15. It's actually more satisfying the second time. So let's keep this train rolling. Ooh, yes.
There was a brigand and a priest.
Twice you let her go. That is twice too many. Name's Roy, second in command of Queen's Gambit. There's nothing more I love than my ship and sailing the seas. Well, other than the ladies?
We are explorers of the further regions.
You know, just meeting the principal. Collateral damage is all. Hi, welcome to Space Hotel. How can I help you?
Chiropractic at Cairo. Those are real, right? Chiropractors?
The city of Dixville.
He'll be fine. I'll talk with him tomorrow.
Why couldn't I have been born with longer legs?
Bam, thank you, ma'am.
Johnson, for Queen's sake.
Poopty. Poopty. That's 30. Until next time. Day 3. Oh, sweet microphone, I told you I'd be back. So, you guys get the idea. Day after day, you know, just a lot of talking to myself. And I'll say this, even after just a few days in, I was immediately starting to find my rhythm. I even started receiving compliments and some great feedback from either fellow actors or directors themselves. I mean, not enough to actually cast me in their project, but the kind words were appreciated nonetheless.
But then, on day number 8, out of freaking nowhere, this happened.
What is up, my friend? I'm just taking the dog for a walk here, and I was checking my email because, you know, she's not the greatest conversationalist. And I just found out that we landed a freaking gig, guys. Let's go! Oh, dude, it's a good feeling, man. Even if we don't land another single one for the whole duration of this process, I'll be okay. But, as fate would have it, I did end up getting another role. Yo! We just got another freaking gig. Heck yeah, man! And another. 3 roles, baby! Excuse my unfinished Rubik's Cube. We got 3 freaking gigs, guys. Now, I have no idea where I'll fit sessions in between auditions and other work, but I'm amped. And then things started to spiral just a little bit. We got a 4th! It's actually getting busy now. That's 5 parts! Things are stacking up! That's number 6! I'm starting to get a little worried. 7 gigs, man! Yeah! Oh, I am definitely wondering how I am supposed to pull this off. Oh boy. And it didn't stop there, so really just piled on. So, there has been an unforeseen development in this case. I'm landing more gigs than I had expected, and now I'm a little worried about continuing my audition journey, because the last thing I want to do is overbook, which is not something I thought I'd ever get to say, but I do want to make sure I have enough time to properly allocate to each gig and project, respectfully. So I've been thinking a lot about how to continue going on about this, and I've communicated with the higher-ups. Now, apparently, about 95% of the jobs we've gotten so far haven't even finished casting, okay? And the actual recording sessions are going to be way far out, so I should be okay to keep auditioning as long as I make sure I have a lot of balance and structure going forward with everything we've gotten, along with any more potential gigs that we may get. So let's keep rocking. Grinding out the end of week 2. Now, not only was I feeling very confident in my reads, but I was really feeling secure in my routine I'd created as a whole. You know, from the hunting to the reading, editing, and submitting, you know, like my whole process just felt super structured from the top down, which I hear only boosts efficiency. Whew, that was a good take. He's not wrong. That was a good take. So real quick, I wanted to go over my editing process and how that's evolved. Some things I've been doing to try and cut down on time and add some efficiency into the routine. So if you notice, in some of those clips, I'm actually holding a clicker. This is actually a dog clicker I purchased in hopes of training my dog to become more elite. And once that didn't pan out, I incorporated it into my VO toolkit. So clickers, cracks, pops, tongue, schmacks, whatever you want to call it, are traditionally used in audiobooks. Because you're recording so much dialogue at one time, you'll use a clicker, or whatever noise you prefer, to kind of spike the track, you know, when there's air so you can go back and correct it. It's something I've been using in my readings for a while, but I've just now started using it in my character and commercial work. I'll stop playing with that. Except, rather than using it to spike in error like I do in audiobooks, I'll use it for when I get a really good take. This has helped me in identifying where my good spots are in just a freaking sea of my voice. So if you look at this, we've got Audacity open. I'm actually training to transition to Adobe, but for right now, this is still my most proficient software. So anyways, if you see here, we've got this whole freaking character, you know, and just looking at the waves, it's, you know, just a blob of noise. For this one, I'm actually looking for a specific line. Whoa, easy there, light show. You almost became a kebab. But over the course of however long I was recording, I said that line 25 plus times, you know, and changed it over and over and over again until I got one I really liked. The problem with the way I was recording before is that I was either just doing it once and recording it over and over again, stopping, starting until I got the one, or I'd record just one big set of takes, just stare at that ocean of nonsense, desperately trying to find that it take. Which again is what this is, and we can see there are several spikes in the track, which means your boy felt pretty good about a few of them. Now, if we just pretend we don't know where the spikes are and click something random, like so. Easy there, lad show. Whoa there. Hello there. Whoa there. Okay. Whoa there. That's enough of that. You know, who knows what you'll get? But if I select the clip right in front of the spike, I know. Oh, easy there, light show. You almost became a kebab. Then I'll have one that I really like. So this little clicker helps me find all my sweet spots in the track and save me loads of time. Good morning, chums. I figured it'd be a good idea to go over my morning process with you. You know, where I wake up early, grab my coffee, and just kind of map out my work. Granted, it's 11 a.m. and this is chocolate milk, but the routine stays the same. Anyways, I talked earlier about cutting down on time, and this helps with that. But more importantly, it's about structure. There's a million ways to do this job, okay? So you gotta know yourself, how you work, and what helps you stay consistent. Is that expired? Anyways, for some people, the hardest part of this whole thing is the editing. For others, it may be the submission process, all the information, cover letters, demos, reels, etc. And maybe for some, it might just be the auditioning itself, which would make this whole job just super inconvenient for you. But alas, my biggest hurdle has always been the finding of work. As a vocal free agent, I don't have people sending me auditions right to my doorstep. Which means that I gotta go out there and freaking hunt down these opportunities. Now, where this has been a problem for me is when I don't have structure, when I don't have a plan, a process, a routine, a whatever. I won't have my auditions lined up and I'll do maybe 2 or 3 before I'm just desperately clicking around trying to find the next one. And this would kind of just kill my momentum altogether. So I'd spend 10 to 15 minutes before I found one. I would do that, and then just kind of repeat this whole freaking inconvenient process over and over again until I eventually just quit. Most of my time spent was just me sifting through the internet trying to find a possible gig. So this is what I've been doing. In one whole session, I'll sit down in the morning, I've got my chocolate milk, I've got my iPad, and I go through and I check all of my favorite casting sites until I line up my 15 for the day. So I already have VA Casting RT's Twitter open. That's voice acting casting call retweets for the uninitiated. I actually got a couple of my 15 filled out already, so it's just more convenient to stay in the thick of it until we get our 15. So here's one. We select it, wait for it to load, and we'll give it a little skim through. Throw that one into place and get back onto the thread and start looking for our next one. I just kind of repeat this process until I get 15. It's really as easy as that. It might not seem like it makes the hugest difference, but for me, it's literally night and day. Also, while planning, I got a quick little read on the character, so in the time between now and my actual audition, give my imagination a little playtime to think about how I might go about it. Now, as far as organizing your auditions, like I said before, I'd recommend putting the gritty monsters on the back end just to preserve that vocal strength. But like most things, it's just really up to preference. Sometimes I like to group like similar sounding characters together, like any bright, energetic sounding voices. And sometimes I'll just throw a southern chap in there just to mix things up. But again, at the end of the day, this is all about knowing how you work best and kind of maximizing on your own creative efficiencies. So I'm gonna finish up this expired chalky milk and head right into the booth. Welcome to Hydration Station. I don't know what to do with this. So look, I got myself into quite a pickle with the amount of daily auditions and sessions I've been doing. Thank God I have tons of practice in the art of never shutting up. Much to the chagrin of people around me. But anyways, with the amount of vocal work we may be doing throughout the course of a day, it's important to take care of our one and literal only tool. Okay, that's all we've got, is vocal cords. That's like if Jimi Hendrix never took care of his guitar, okay? He never tuned it, never put new strings on it. Now sure, he'd probably still sound good, but yeah. All right, the analogy isn't perfect, but you get the point. You've got to take care of yourself. And a ton of voiceover work, video games especially, can be very, very taxing. So the freaking #1 trick to getting fresh is rest. I know, groundbreaking stuff, right? But that is kind of the ultimate way to recover and get back into the swing of things. However,
However, across 15 auditions a day, callbacks, sessions, my podcast, daily conversation, group session, you know, whatever it may be, my voice is kind of running a marathon right now and doesn't always have time to rest. So, let's look at some extra tips. Now, there are tiers to this thing. Number uno is water. The sole foundation of all liquid properties used to lubricate the vocal cords. Number two, warm water. The bigger brother to regular water. I got this tip from Jennifer Hale. Not that she invented warm water, although I didn't really ask, so who knows. But regardless, the benefits are literally night and day between this and regular pedestrian water. I know they kind of look the same back there, but trust me, there's a difference. Actually, wait 1 second. Still out of focus, so. Why is number T? You get it? It's like saying three. Okay. Combining warm water with herbal natural healing elements like lemon or honey gives you that ultra boost. Oh. And finally, number 4. The ultimate super secret deluxe form of vocal water slides. A specific tea called Singer's Delight. I got this from Andrea Libman, not the cup, the advice. And dude, it feels like you took a bite out of some silk bed sheets. It's that freaking smooth. It's got honeybush, marshmallow root, raspberry, whatever. This isn't a cooking video. Look it up, you can buy it. I'm actually new to using this. I recently tried it out when my voice was burning out and I was like, oh, I need something strong. I was like, is it fake? What's the deal with freaking Singer's Delight? I have no idea. Part of me thinks it might just be a placebo effect because it works that well. Maybe I just think it's real because other people said so. But it works. I am phenomenal! So these, I know it's still out of focus, are the 4 levels of hydration station. But again, rest will be your biggest benefactor. And if you want, you can also avoid dairy and some other sort of foods, but that's less about vocal burnout and more about just giving you some stronger grip on your cords. That's a whole different conversation, man. All right, people, go hydrate.
The value in vocal care cannot be overstated because by the power of hydration and lots of practice at being annoying, my voice has already carried me into the final stretch. Here we go, y'all. It's the final ticks on the board until we hit 400. Whew, let's rock. It is the final countdown. Count up? I don't know. Whatever. We have 5 more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I wish I had some sort of random commercial like Dyson vacuums or Pillsbury or just something that kind of just break it up while we're on the edge of our seats. But alas, there are 0 words from our sponsors. So,
Dyson's late.
here we go.
1.
I'm sorry I didn't come through. Oh my gosh. And that is freaking 400 auditions! Get out of here, Marker! 400 auditions! Woo! Why not? Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, crap. Oh, my goodness. That's a mess. We did it! We got 400! Thank you, Jesus! We did it! Oh, an accomplishment. Is it the biggest feat in the world? No, but does it feel oh so good? Frick yeah, man! Heck yeah! Let's go talk for real now. That was 400 freaking auditions in a month. Dude, I'm over the moon. You know when you've been trying to get into a good habit for so long and you keep struggling with it and struggling with it. And then to finally break through and get in rhythm. Oh, it's a good feeling. It definitely wasn't easy at times. Certain days were busier than others, especially when I started throwing sessions into the mix. It felt like it would be no big deal to just stop my auditions for that specific day and focus on the work I had already gotten. But through perseverance, we persevered. So all in all, through just a freaking month, I actually felt myself grow in like every single aspect and department of voiceover. Be it in my reads, my planning, editing, submissions, freaking vocal recovery, you name it. It's an awesome feeling to have that, oh, this is way better than the way I did it before. So I was very fortunate to have a ton of great parts just thrown at me throughout the course of this process. But as far as what this video was really supposed to be about, just getting into a good routine and habit, keeping myself accountable, and just beating on our craft as a whole.
Give me your lunch money, kid.
I feel the most success in that because that's what I've been trying to do for so long. And it was exactly what I needed to kind of start that snowball process of being locked in. So I'm really glad I came up with this idea in the first place. Good idea, Tristan. Now, as far as percentages of what medium of work I auditioned for, I'll throw up a little pie chart or something. I don't have the information in front of me, but hopefully it's cool to look at. It might not be, but you know what? I kept track of the information so you could bet your sweet keister I'ma use it. Also, in case I haven't made it clear in the video thus far, this isn't a one-time only 400 auditions in a month kind of thing. I will be continuing my same routine tomorrow and the next day and every day after that. Because I love it, dude. Although I probably should clean up this little mess of gigs I've created for myself. I kind of lost track of how many I landed. And at times, it felt like I landed all freaking 400 of them. It's quite the peculiar pickle I'm in. Oh, and I don't know if I'm someone that should be giving out legit advice, but I do want to say, as far as final tips go, for editing, finding work, vocal recovery, I showed you how I do these things, but really at the end of the day, these are all going to be based around your personal preference. So try everything. There's not one way to do it. Just whatever works and makes you get in front of the microphone every single day, that's the best option. And for the actual audition itself, just use your imagination and commit. Try not to get swept up in the guessing game of what is the right way to read this. Going back and forth between your natural instincts and what you think they want the line to sound like. It gets pretty hectic when you try to play the game. And unless they bring you back, you only get to play this character for a few lines. So just live in that creative world, you know, embrace it and be as real as you can with that character. And then let it go. If they like it, they'll bring you back. And lastly, do not be discouraged. I would hate for somebody to watch this and be like, hey, he got X amount of roles in 30 days. I did it for 30 days and I didn't get any. I must not be good at this. I suck. I quit. That's not true at all. Stick at it and keep going. But if that is happening, if you're feeling that, I do want to say 3 things. 1, probably 20% of all my auditions and landed gigs were free roles. Okay, so don't think I'm just getting 400 jobs at Cartoon Network. You have to slowly graduate from each pond to lake to ocean to another body of water, if you're that good. 2, again, I am not a professional voice actor. I don't do it full time, although lately I have been. But I'm also not a beginner. I didn't just start from scratch 30 days ago. I have hundreds of hours of training, most of them begrudgingly so. I've got a strong background. I've been acting my whole life, be it in plays, skits, clubs, commercials. I took several acting classes growing up. I even went to college for it. So I've been doing it for a while. I'm not saying I'm perfect at any of this, okay? Far from it. I am certainly no Biggie Shot. Okay? But I have been working on and off in the biz for a few years. So 30 days ago, I kind of already knew how to play this game. Hand 3! Unfortunately, so much of this business can fall down to just luck. Sometimes you might not get a gig for weeks or months at a time, and then out of nowhere, your biggest job ever. It's tricky and unpredictable. Over the last month, I was fortunate enough to land a lot of big projects that I'm super proud of and excited for. But who knows if I'll get another single gig for the next month, or the month after that, or the month after that. Oh, this is getting overwhelming. All you can do is be your absolute best and hope those stars just kind of align. So that's everything. I'm trying to think of some inspirational one-liner to send this off on. If you want to make a career out of something, you have to first make a career out of it. Does that work? Just do. It's like Nike, but the abridged version. More to the point, just do. Only you can prevent forest fires. I'd say to just follow your dreams, but it's not enough to just follow your dreams. You don't want to just chase your dreams. They're fast, elusive, and exciting dreams. If you really want to catch them, like I said before, you have to go out and freaking hunt your dreams. In the bushes, face painted, the whole shebang. I'm talking tripwires, camouflage, bear traps, and all. That's the one. Hunt your dreams. All right, that's it. And now that we've gotten comfortable with this little 400 challenge, I wonder what a real challenge would look like. 1,000? I'm just kidding. Well,